I never thought I'd be a part of one of these, but here I am. This is what happened. It was like any other cottage weekend trip. We've went for years in a row and nothing bad has ever happened. But sometimes things don't always go the way they should. And I guess that's what happened this time. I mean, I would describe Will as a fun, loving guy, caring. He had just gotten married the summer before. They were a loving, happy couple. What more could he want? I met Will through my friend Jerry back in 2018, so I've known him for around 5 years now. And one thing about Will is you knew he loved his dog, Ziggy. Just really cared for him. So you just never thought that would happen when Ziggy was with him. But it did. Will was a very athletic guy. He played a lot of basketball, really cared about the game, loved to travel, did a lot of traveling in his life, did a lot of hiking, so I thought he would be good at guiding himself to the woods, but everybody makes mistakes. I had gotten to the cottage a little early. I went and did a little hiking before the cottage. So next to arrive was Will and Kelly. They got there, so we're all just looking around the place. And shortly after their arrival, that's when it happened. Me and Kelly were just looking around the place, exploring the house, seeing what was there. Will was in the backyard with Ziggy, and in typical Ziggy fashion, he just ran off. And Will had to chase him, try to get him. And that was the last time we seen him. I'm sorry. Sorry. It was about 15 minutes probably before we realized that something was wrong. Will was nowhere to be seen. We looked everywhere. We looked all through the cottage, smaller cottages around the yard. So that's when the adrenaline kicked in and we realized that Will and Ziggy were missing. You know, you go through a lot of things in life, but nothing really prepares you for when one of your good friends goes missing without a trace. So we had to spring into action quick because darkness was approaching. So the first thing we tried to do was call a cell phone, you know, because most people always have their cell phone on them. Especially in a time like this when you're just wandering through the woods chasing a dog. But for some reason, Will had left it in the car. So he had no way of knowing where he was through GPS, and we had no way of contacting him. So I went into the woods to try to find him. As soon as I got in there, I realized how confusing it was. You could easily get turned around. So luckily I had my phone, so I could tell if I was going straight or left or right, so I knew how to get out. So I was yelling as loud as I could. Wow! Wow! It's the top of my lungs. And I didn't hear anything for the first probably 45 minutes, and I was getting very concerned. My adrenaline was going up and up and up, and I seriously thought that Will had fallen down and broken a leg. It was hurt. But then, in the midst of all this silence, in the middle of the woods, I heard the faintest which sounded like someone was screaming "Rob" from a very far distance. So immediately I just started screaming "Wow!" as loud as I could, and that was responded with a very silent. So I followed that voice, and it was just getting louder and louder as I got closer. I ended up walking probably a kilometer into the woods, and that's when I found them. That's when I found them. It was just a great moment of relief. Words just can't even describe how relieved we were that Will and Ziggy They were okay.